Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make 4 different super unique coffee tables in RoCitizens. These can all be made with or without the colour pass, so let's get into it. So the first shelf I'm going to make is this S-shaped shelf, and all you need is one building block and about 7 or 8 of these shelves by curves and edges. So first you just need to take one building block, and this can be any building block, and place it on the floor about where you want your table to be. The back of your table is going to be placed against this block. So then take one of these shelves and place it behind this block so the bottom is on the floor. Then scale this building block one stud backwards away from this shelf. Now get another shelf and make sure your position increment here on the right is set to 0.1, and then place this shelf right behind this other shelf, but move it to the side 1 increment. You could move it to the side 2 increments if you wanted. Then keep repeating this however many times you want to finish your coffee table. Then remove the building block, and here's the table. For this next table, all you need is 3 building blocks, one of them to be wooden, and the hexagon shelf. So first take one of your building blocks, place it on the floor and scale it probably as flat as you want it to go, and make it as wide and thick as you want your table to be. Then get another building block, this can be any building block, and place it at the back and scale it about here so that if you place the hexagon shelf behind this, that it will be center. You might have to fiddle around with this a little bit to get the hexagon shelf center on the base. You can use building blocks either side to make sure it's exact center. So once you've got the hexagon shelf center, just remove all the building blocks used around it. Then get another random building block and place it against the wall behind the table. If you don't have a wall behind the table, just place one temporarily with a building block. And place this so the top of the block is 0.2 studs above the top of the hexagon, just like this. Then place a wooden building block on top and scale it as flat as it goes, and just about like this, but this will be moved in a second. Then remove this block and take a plastic building block and place it on top of the hexagon, and place it under the wooden building block so it overlaps out of the wooden building block just a tiny bit, and scale it so it fits around the space of the wooden block. I'm just going to try and align it up center, and that's it. This coffee table is really good if you don't want to use too much furniture because of the furniture limit, because it looks super effective but only actually uses 4 furniture items. This next table is a modern layered coffee table, and you just need 8 building blocks for this one. I'm going to use 4 metal building blocks, 3 wooden building blocks, and 1 any other building block because it's just for structure. But you can use whatever building blocks and colours you want. So first take a building block and place it on the floor, scale it as flat as it will go, and scale it to the size of the coffee table you want. Next place another building block, and this can be absolutely any building block. Place it on top of this one so it lines up with the corners, and scale it as flat as it will go as well. Then place another wooden building block, or whatever building block you're using, and place it on top of this one so it lines up with the corner, but don't scale it all the way across this time. I'm going to do about 1/3 of the way, but you can do whatever you want. Then scale this random other building block above this next wooden building block and 2 studs above that, so it looks like this. Then place another wooden building block on top of there and scale it as flat as it will go to cover the entire block. You can now remove this other building block, you won't need it again. Now take 4 metal building blocks, place them on the floor, and scale them into thin pole looking shapes. So I'm going to do about 2 by 2 studs. Finally, place these blocks on the bottom layer of the coffee table with a small gap from the edges. Then make sure they're all the same height. I'm going to scale them so they're just above the top layer of the coffee table, but you could scale them so that you can't see them at the top. And that's it. This is what it looks without the colour pass. You can use any blocks and any colours you want if you have the colour pass as well. There are many different variations of a table just like this, so you could make a simpler one which just looks like a box with one pole, just like this one. Or you can make one which is just a wooden top with a metal frame, like I've done in this build. Or you can do any other variations you want. So this last table is the circular glass table. It's probably the easiest to make but it's super effective, and you only need 2 furniture items. So first, place 2 building blocks on the floor on top of each other, just like this. You could just use one and scale it up. So next, get your circle mirror and just place it on the blocks, and then remove these blocks and you won't need them again. Finally, you just need to get the round coffee table, which looks like this, and place it under the mirror so it's even. Then scale it down. As you can see here, it's not quite center, so I'm just going to move it center. And that's it. You can make it higher and lower because this table scales, and you just have to put the mirror at a different height. This can also be made with other mirrors because all the mirrors actually seem to place sideways on a building block, so you could do it with a square mirror or the oval mirror. Anything would work, and you could use building blocks as the frame for the square mirror. Because there's a table underneath the mirror, you can actually place anything on the mirror and it just feels like a normal table. So that's the 4 tables. If you're looking to come up with your own table designs or any custom furniture in RoCitizens, a good tip is to just use Google. For example, I looked up modern coffee tables, found one that looked like the second Hexagon table, and thought I could easily make that in the game. So I hope you found this video helpful so you can make these yourself in RoCitizens. Thanks for watching.